Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am creating a Christmas card for the current card sketch challenge by My Favorite Things. So first of all, I'm going to use this amazing stamp set Christmas cheer from My Favorite Things. This one is designed by Stacey Akula, and I just love what she designs. So I'm stamping it out using my Gina K Design Amalgam ink onto Neenah. And this is the 110 pounds because I am going to color with my Copic markers. And I must admit it wasn't easy. These images are so detailed and fine and just gorgeous, but my Copic markers are much thicker than, for example, this fence. But I tried, and when I go outside the lines, I just use my colorless blender and I fix it. So what I'm doing today when Copic coloring is that I first start with the darkest color, then I go to the mid-tone and then the lightest if I have 3, otherwise it's just from darkest to lightest. So with everything being die cut, I can continue with my background. So I cut out an A2 size panel of Neenah and I'm going to do some ink blending. Now the sketch this week is actually some sort of a scene in a diagonal way. So what I'm here doing is I am placing my purple tape so that I can mask off my scene that I'm going to create, being based on the sketch. So here I tried to see whether I had spacing right, but that was really difficult, so I just adhered my top one as well, the purple tape, and then I took away the bottom one and I just indicated with some pencil where I needed to add the bottom one. So I'm just eyeballing while I'm also checking the sketch how far I want my bottom purple tape to be so that I can make my scene. So for this card I'm going to do some ink blending with my distress inks. I also had an idea with some paper strips, but I decided to leave that and do something else than last week. Maybe next week, I don't know, but I really like also to use some colored cardstock and just making strips of them like last week. But now the ink blending. So for today I'm using some colors that I'm not really used of together. So I have this Wilted violet and I'm going to combine it with aged mahogany, and it's going to be a really dark but really warm background. And then in the end I also decided to add some wild honey to the bottom to make it even more warm or get that warm feeling. So that's it for the blending, and now I'm going to add some Gansai Tambi red gold splatters on top of this. I only want it to be in the scenery, I don't want it to be on the rest of the card, so I'm keeping the masks. And I am really making sure that this gold is blended good enough with the water. This is Neenah and it cannot handle water very well. So if you have a good thickness of your paint, it won't be damaging your card. Next up, I'm also going to add some white gouache, and here also the same thing. If you have just enough water, then you will not be damaging your paper. But before I'm splattering, I decided to first add everything on there really gently, because indeed the gold wasn't dry yet. But I want those white splatters to be on the images as well, because when snow falls, it's also in front of the images. So that was the idea. So here I'm just placing all the items, and then I can splatter with the white gouache as well. So now I'm going to gently remove the purple tape, and I'm also going to adhere my images because I don't want to forget where placement is. Of course, since I splattered the white while the images were on the scene, there are some spaces where there isn't any white gouache on the blended piece because the image covered it, so that can help as well. But I'm going to adhere everything before I remove that final purple tape, except for the bird, of course. So I'm using liquid glue as well as some thin foam squares, and then when the bottom images are on there, I will be adding the sentiment next. So for the sentiment, I'm going to use this adorable "You Make the Holidays Even More Special." This greeting or sentiment is just so wonderful, so lovely, and I just love using it with this stem set. So I decided to add it just above the bird, and I'm going to add it with the same ink as the images, so the Gina K Design Amalgam ink. And then I can add the bird as well with some thin foam squares. And then the only thing left to do after this one is to add this whole panel onto a card base, and then this one is finished. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like the end result. If you have any questions, you can always leave them down below. As I told you in the beginning, this card is for the current sketch challenge by my favorite things, and I think I will just be able to upload it in time, so probably when you're looking at this one, there is going to be a new one, a new sketch challenge. If you haven't tried them yet, they are really fun to make. There are lots of inspirations as well on the blog, so you can go all the way with the sketch that you get. And yeah, I just really hope that you enjoy that if you do participate. I hope you have a wonderful day left, and I'll see you back soon. Bye!